Learn how named exports let you share multiple specific items from one file, forcing strict and precise naming when importing them. Unlike a default export, a file can have many named exports, and that is what we are going to look at in this example. If you look at the script section, you can see commented out guide. Make a new file named math.js, export function from it, import the file inside the index, and use the function and variable, then display the result. So I already have a math.js file, so I'll go into it and clear all the codes that I have in it before. And so inside this, the first thing I want to do is I want to make a variable. And the essence of this lesson is that we want to look at how both variable and functions can be imported together from a file. So the file that we are going to be importing from is this math.js, and inside it we are going to have a combination of variables and function, and see how both of them can be exported in a named format so that it can be used in another file. So now I can now go ahead and make a function, and the first function I'm going to make is the add function. Maybe return a plus b. Then the next one is going to be subtract, and then the next one is going to be multiply, and the next one is going to be divide. So now if you look at this file closely, you will notice that there are multiple items, and inside it we have, this is just a variable, but the other ones are just functions. Now when we want to import these items, we definitely need to make use of curly braces, and what we are putting inside that curly braces must match either the name of our variable or function, because if we misspell an item during import, JavaScript instantly catches it and throws an error. So let's go back inside our base file, which is index.html file, and try to import part of the multiple items that we have inside that file. So this time around, I want to import pi, I want to import subtract and add. So these are the only things I want to import from math.js. I need one more dot because I have this file inside my root folder. And now that I have this, as you can see that I'm making use of curly braces, because if I take out the curly braces, let's check what is going to happen. Now you can even see that putting them on the same line is already indicating that there's an error. So because there are multiple items, so they are safer inside curly braces, and not only because they are safer, it is the default way to import multiple items. Putting them and separating them with comma without curly braces definitely will throw an error, like you just saw now. So now that we have this, then we can go ahead to output what we want from them. And how do you do that? The usual way, document.getElement by ID. In our HTML equals I plus break plus add 2, 3 plus break plus subtract 30 and 10. And now if you look at my screen, then you should see 314159, which is the value of our variable pi. Then 2 plus 3 is 5, and then 10 minus 30 is 20. Now, you can see that if you look at this math.js, we have 5 different tools exported. But in our HTML, we use curly braces to cherry pick only the 3 we actually need, which means that in a file, you can have multiple exports and you only import some of those exports that is needed by you at a particular point in time. So we only cherry pick only the 3, the pi, the add, and subtract. So this keep our code safe and predictable because the compiler guarantee that what we ask for matches what exists. But for example, if I mistakenly spell something here, maybe I add double T instead of a single T. Now let's look at what is going to happen to our code. You can see that everything has disappeared, even though the pi is correct, the hard is correct, but because there's an error in subtract, everything just disappeared. Now I want to inspect and see the kind of error that JavaScript is going to tell us that we have run into in this example. You can see a syntax error. The requested module doesn't provide an export named subtract. So even if one of your imports are either function or variable is misspelled, then it will affect every other ones that you have inside your import statement and will prevent them from showing from JavaScript and prevent JavaScript from giving you the correct output that you want to do. So if you need more from what we have inside math.js, you can just simply add it. For example, if you now need multiply or divide, you simply add it and then you can go ahead and add it to whatever it is that you are trying to get an export for. So anytime you have an error in syntax or in naming, it immediately breaks your code because JavaScript is strictly case sensitive and it's named enforced for named export. So it will throw an error saying the module does not provide an export of whatever misspelled name that you have in your code. So named export require curly braces during import. A single module file can share an unlimited number of named exports. Names are strictly enforced. Typos cause instant clear errors. So these are the things that you need to take note of when working with named export and name enforcement in JavaScript.